All right, we're back after a tough match. Well, let me say this because, I try as I get older to be less sensitive to what is said. But there were some criticisms to my picks in Riggs' picks last week. I'll just lay it out there right now if you're paying attention to this you thing on YouTube, whatever it is, this Untitled show. I could have told you John Robb was going to finish in the fucking top 10. Congratulations. This is a home for long shots. Riggs will give you Scheffler once in a while, but this is not, you want me to tell you that Rahm or Scheffler or Jordan are going to play well this week at fucking Harbortown? No shit. Like, no kidding. Go somewhere else for that. It's not what we do here, unless you disagree. I don't want to speak for you.
No, I agree. And I will say, I thought about it a lot this week. I think we're doing everything right.
A lot?
I think we're doing everything right. A lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty much all week. Because the reason I say that is the universe is not really cooperating because we had life, baby. Look at these final round. We had Jason Day was right there. He shot 80. Hideki Matsuyama was right there. He shot 75. Fleetwood, 74. Sungjae and Finau, 72. Rose, disaster. And then Chris Kirk, our only winner, who I put the least amount on, shot a 1 under 71. But those other scores, 80, 75, 74 in the final round. Phil fucking Mickelson, who hasn't broke, I don't think, 80 or whatever it is on the LIV Tour in a year and a half, goes and shoots 65, and we got guys shooting 80. So
even Freddie was in the mix,
exciting.
Yeah, even Freddie had a chance going into the final round. So
such a chance.
I won't spend too much time on the Masters because I know you. Actually, you guys did a great job. You did a daily recap, which I enjoy. I listen to every single day. I saw Big Dick Dan Rappaport at the Masters. I did not see you there. You were nowhere. I don't know if you were sleeping or what you were doing, but I was traversing around in the heat on Thursday. Probably the greatest day of my life watching Freddie shoot 71 at the Masters. And if you can hear me several times if you go through his round.
So I was standing down by the 13th green. Mm-hmm. I was hearing tee shots whistle past my left ear. On my right, I've got Fred Couples putting out on the green. And I had two different gentlemen, pretty normal looking, to be honest with you, came up to me and said, "Where the hell's Kirk?" And I said, "I agree. I'm looking around all over the place." So I looked for you. I didn't see anywhere.
I was about 50 yards back there. I saw him make the putt. We were over on the 14th tee side, so we get ahead on 4. The whole thing is, I got a lot of people coming up to me about the gambling show. A lot of people. So they're the top 40. They were very into it. I will say, everyone talks about the Masters a million times. The one thing you nailed on the wrap-up show the next day is you do spend every time I've been there, the first 45 minutes touching your pants, constantly looking for your phone. And once you realize it's not there, it's the most freeing thing in the world. The most freeing thing in the world.
Yeah, it really it makes me. I mean, look, I'm 36. Pretty much my whole adult life, we've had cell phones. I can't even imagine just walking around that free all the time. I mean,
that's great.
Oh, it's just delightful. And then that dreadful. The shitty part of the whole day is that dreadful walk when you know the day is pretty much over. Your crew wraps up, and you're heading back, and you're gonna get your phone. And you know everyone's going to do the zombie move, and they're all going to look down. That's exactly what happened to our whole group. We went from just all together on the same jokes and riffing and having fun all day, and we're engaged in the whole deal, to just nobody said a fucking word to each other from the second we got our phones until everybody got dropped off. So it is great. I know we hype it up. We love the Masters. There's no higher recommendation for me in the world than going to the Masters tournament. I think most other golf tournaments stink. U.S. Open kind of stinks to go to. You can't see anything. They overcrowd it, the whole deal. The Masters you have to go to that tournament. You just have to go.
It's the greatest. They run it. If the Masters had been in charge 3 years ago, they would have had a vaccine. COVID would have been done in an hour and a half. Legitimately. I mean, you go to the bathroom. They literally the whole thing is run like it's perfection, absolute perfection.
Yeah,
I thought this was my last year. I thought this was my last year to go. I gotta go. I'm gonna go back next year. I have to.
Yeah, you're going again. I love the guys in the bathroom where they're like, if you're doing a one, grab a urinal. If you need a stall, stand on the wall. And they
walk you to the urinal. It's unbelievable.
Dude, there was one time I went in there to take a shit. And the guy, I'm in the if you need a stall, get on the wall line, and it's like 3 people long. Only took 15 seconds, and he's like, third one up on the right. And I go up there. Before I even got to the bathroom, that guy jumps in there with the sprays down my toilet, wipes it, and gets out of there before I went in there to take a shit. It was incredible.
We followed Freddie around for all 18 holes. It was great. Did not get the fist bump. Talked to his caddy George for a little bit. Spoke to his wife, very friendly, very nice. So we went over to 16 and watched everyone tee off at 16. We got some seats. The guys tee off on 16. The only guy who put in the water was Phil. He was +2 at that time. I was like, this guy stinks. He's going to shoot friggin' 80. Between him and Fitzpatrick, I couldn't have been more wrong. They tee off on 16, and then they go up and walk toward the green. And once they're off the green, a guy in a green jacket comes, picks up the divots every single time and puts them in the Masters Cup and just walk. It's freaking, it's just unbelievable. It's comical. It's like walking around Disney World. There's not a piece of trash anywhere. You would never think of dropping, like if you had a napkin or something, you dropped it, you would never think of keep walking. You'd be petrified, terrified.
Yeah, it is. It's as good as it gets. The concessions, you worry, you walk up there, there's a huge line, you're through it in
2 minutes,
3 minutes. It's nice. You go through. They limit the choices, right? They just give you, domestic, import, sports drink, lemonade. That's pretty much it. It's perfect. The whole place is perfect.
So it's great. You've covered it. Go listen to the Foreplay. Did a great job on that. Dan Rappaport was cold to me when I saw him. No big deal.
Was he cold? He told me about the interaction. He said it was not. It was fine.
I was trying to be friendly, and I got the sense that he was around other media, and it was like, "Oh, Damon Hack's here." Like, understand who you are, podcast boy. That kind of, which is fine. No big deal. What have I done?
I like that.
What have I
accomplished?
He was
cold to you. I don't. Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys give him a hard time. I wouldn't want him just walking up and sucking your dick the second he sees you. So
well, he did that at the mini golf tournament. He went that way, and he saw it didn't work, so now he's like, "Fuck this guy." I think
he's trying. You got to
he just
see what
swinging.
works.
Yes, exactly.
That's fair.
But now it's time to move on. We're now at Harbor Town, which I forgot last week completely. Is another friggin' goddamn elevated event. Now these guys, I get it, I understand, but why is this an elevated event? Why am I actually want to see some different guys this week. What are we doing?
I'm actually upset about that too because this is our kind of event. This
exactly.
This is another shot for us at the Valero. Instead, we got pretty much the big. I mean, John fucking Rahm was on the range on Tuesday out there.
Scheffler
after winning the Masters. Yeah, so it took a little bit of the sting out of it for me. I want to see just these guys. Yeah, I want to see the opposite field kind of guys out there and take some picks. But even with that, I still found some guys.
Me too. I think
pretty deep, and the fact that it's elevated and all the big names are there for the most part. It allowed it moved some of the guys that I like down and they've got way longer odds, which I enjoy.
All right, you go first traditionally, so go ahead.
Let's switch it up. How do you feel about that?
I feel fine about that. I feel swell about that.
Okay, a little new mojo.
I'm gonna go top 30 to kick things off. He's played well lately. I like his numbers. I like this course for him. Tyler Duncan, top 30 plus 250.
It's a great.
Are you laughing? You're already laughing on my picks?
Tyler Duncan, just the most boring fucking name in the history of golf.
I think he's to finish the top 30. What, am I not pick him?
I'm just saying you cannot pick.
Okay, I'll take fucking John Rahm to finish in the top 10 at minus 960.
I'm not.
What do you want me to do?
Picks great. What was it? Plus what?
250.
Okay, I dig that. I'm just the name is funny. Like if everyone was named Tyler Duncan in golf, no one would watch golf.
Well, if my son, if your name is Tyler Duncan, you're going to play in the PGA Tour.
There's no way.
Jesus. Guys like you and I are not with our names. We're not going to play in the PGA. Although, of course, you are now featured prominently on the.
True. The ironic part is that I always thought if I was ever making a video game, it'd be hockey. But here we are at golf, which
they should have gone with your. There should be some technology we can play with your current and your old eyes in that game. I think
people were upset that they didn't
I saw
do
that.
the eyes properly. I wonder if I could have gone in with like a certain pair of glasses on that would have like reverted my eyes or something for the screen because that's really the only chance that they got. I'm gonna go. This is my top pick, the one I feel most confident about. I'm gonna go top 30 plus 300 is Sam Ryder.
Ooh, okay.
He finished his last time out. He finished tied for third at the Valero.
Yeah, he played well.
He finished tied for 19th at the Valspar. He's played pretty damn well this year thus far.
That's a good pick.
And I saw him at the 3-1, which I enjoy. So I'm going to go Sam Ryder, top 30 plus 300.
Okay. This is going to make somebody in your show happy. Top 40 plus 250. I'm going to take Ryder Cup captain Zach Johnson, who is starting to round very little into form. Played okay last week, finished 34th at Augusta. This is his kind of course. Had a 12th or a 13th a couple weeks ago, I think at the Honda. I think he's going to play pretty well this week, plus 250, top 40. I'll give you one other top 40 real quick. I made some money off this guy already this year. Eric Van Rooyen, top 40, again, plus 250. 2 top 40s plus 250. Johnson and Van Rooyen. Yeah.
You know what? It's not in that same vein as Zach Johnson. I was very close to putting on my official sheet, which I left him off. Jim Furyk was plus
I saw
5.
He's playing this week. You know what,
Plus
though?
550, I think, to finish top 40.
He has not played well in the Champions Tour this year at all.
No. I looked, I did a real quick results this year, and I saw in like the Chubb like Cancer Classic, he shot like 78, 75.
Yeah, the Cologuard Classic, he's not. Yeah, he's not getting it. Can I just say real quick, by the way, I know I'm a huge fan of this man. He's a good friend. Like, Fred Couples is going to have double hernia surgery this week. He's 63. It is such a knock on Rory McIlroy that he missed the cut. And Fred Couples, who's 63 fucking years old, is blind because he's playing yellow ball because he can't see. And is, having hernia surgery, is making the cut. And Rory McIlroy in his prime is missing the cut. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Rory's got some weird
And why is he not
ones.
playing this week? Is this... Is he tired? Like, what's the fuck's going on?
I'm going to guess it's a burnout situation, He just needs a little rest. I hear those guys kind of complaining about that quite a bit. Spieth made a comment about that. Dude, Rory historically has had some weird ones. This year, obviously, he missed Players by $1 million and the Masters Cup by $1 million.
Yeah, that year,
Even the year when he was chirping everybody at Erin Hills about, if you can't hit these fairways, you shouldn't be here, and then he missed the cut by $1 million at Erin Hills. So he's had some weird ones over the years. Freddie, so... You know this better than I. Freddie, now that he has the record for the oldest player to ever make the cut at the Masters, is there anyone up and coming that could threaten that?
I've thought about that. Up and coming is an interesting term to use to describe these guys. I would say,
any young guns that are going to be kind of creeping over that age?
Well, clearly, like, Phil is going to be an issue. But, Phil, let's be honest, Phil could be in federal prison when he's 60. But
that means he's still got a decade. But I'm saying he's still got a decade
in jail. Cabrera's a guy who scared me because he's so, but I don't know if he's ever going to be out of jail, so who knows. Yeah. I always, what's interesting is he was the best player ever for somebody in their 40s. VJ has done nothing in his 50s. Like, I thought VJ would be like a killer on the Champions Tour. He wasn't done much. I thought he'd have one of those, like Freddie, like 2 or 3 Masters runs in his 50s. Nothing. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, listen, I watched Longer for a few holes as well. Tough scene now. He's hitting like driver off the fairway in like 14. Like, it seems difficult. Yeah, it seems difficult. So I don't know. But by the way, I don't think Fred's done making a cut there either. Like, I think he can make it in 2 years. Why not? He still has 300.
The thing I completely agree with you on VJ too, and he's got that long loopy swing.
His swing hasn't changed that much.
Just like Freddie. Yeah, those swings don't really get broken down. They don't hurt the body as much. So yeah, I'm a little surprised by that too. I saw him on the range early on like Monday on the coverage.
Right.
They were showing VJ live, on the range, whatever, the Masters coverage, which is an excellent program. And I was like, I might put some VJ. I've looked at his results, and he's been horrific.
Terrible.
So.
And I don't know if it'll counter it. I like when it's very nice when they do those tournaments for the military people who have missing an arm or a leg. So I don't know when Tiger plays in that tournament. And he makes the cut in a few years. I don't know if that'll count or not when he's in his 50s, because clearly he's never, ever, 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 ever going to be the same player again. Ever. I mean, I don't mean to be critical.
Another made cut. So Rory missed
that doesn't
a cut.
Count. No, I don't count that.
A bunch of these guys missing cuts, and just another made cut for Tiger.
Doesn't
and then
count.
The second he realized he couldn't win the tournament, he just gets on his jet and flies home. So I have no issues with that whatsoever.
Watching him walk was a rough scene. That was a rough scene.
The clips from the rainy, cold round. I mean, he literally.
That's not good.
That was the whatever plantar fasciitis bullshit, whatever. That
way
I think
worse
was
than
actually real. There, that wasn't just the ankle. That looked like something else was going on.
Yeah. But anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
What?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Make the goddamn pick.
Ask me the question. What was the question?
No, make your pick. I'm saying it's your turn.
I've gone to this player before, and he played very well, but we got kind of fucked on the dead heat thing, whatever that is.
Do this.
At the Honda, I think it was, where he finished tied for 5th. I'm going to go Shane Lowry,
Ooh.
top 20.
Yep, I like him. Good pick.
Plus 163. I looked at the forecast. It looks like 3 of the 4 days they're expecting gusts in the 20 to 24, 25 mile an hour range. Steady winds between 10 and 15. I think Saturday it's going to lay down a little bit, but those other 3 days there's a good amount of wind. There always is at Hilton Head. And so I'm going to go Shane Lowry, top 20 plus 163.
I am not suggesting anybody make this pick, but if you said to me, who would you pick to win the tournament? Lowry is plus 3,300. I would have said take Lowry with the money. I'm not advocating making that pick, but I like Lowry. He played pretty well last week.
He did.
Kind of spit the bit a little bit on the weekend, but had a good. He was in that mix because I was very focused on that Rose top Irish English player, which friggin' Fitzpatrick won, who we've been killing. He played great last week. So Lowry's a good pick. I'm gonna give you one of these. One of the parlays, I believe. Let me make sure I have this accurate.
Who you went to the parlay train?
Performance leader after round props. So this was Thigala, Minwoo, or Tom Kim to finish in the top 10. One of them plus 188.
Done. I'm in on that.
Done. I think wouldn't be surprised if two of them finish in the top 10 this week, honestly. Any one of the three could. That's a plus 188. Yes, I like Kim a lot this week. This seems like this will be a good course for him. He doesn't have to bomb it. He played pretty well. Obviously Thigala played well last week as well.
Played very well. How about that hole out?
Pretty nice. Again, that's probably the most overrated shot in sports history because Davis Love did it in 95. It wasn't that tough a shot that Tiger did. I could get up and down from that spot 8 times out of 10 if you put me there.
That's not true, but
you hear me, Fred Ridley? I would get up and down 8 times out of 10 if you put me there.
One of the more shocking comments was whoever the color guy was that the Tiger year who said like it'd be amazing Watkins, if he got this inside DeMarco's ball. DeMarco was like 20 feet away.
Yeah, that was Lanny. Lanny was not built for that spot. That was it was a different time. But yeah.
I mean, you could arguably like you could scuff it a little bit and like dribble one onto the green and it could roll all the way down to the hole. Like you don't even have to hit it that clean. But I do think to get it really tight, I think you have to hit an incredible shot. And Tigers, it's not the most overrated, but the dramatics of it are why everybody goes.
And I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion on Twitter, but I think it's time for Vern Lundquist to just watch it on TV. So I mean, he's
absolutely.
I love the guy, but it's a rough listen at this point. A lot of breathing going on. He doesn't know what's going on. Just says the guy's name.
If it was a different any other event, I could see them keeping him on because it's kind of funny, and he just he's so old that he doesn't really give a fuck. It's almost like really old people driving on the street. You should have to like get out of their way because they don't have to abide by the rules. Right. That'd be kind of nice. But the Masters, they keep that shit clean. Well,
keep in mind though, Riggs, CBS is not. The Masters is telling CBS that Lundquist is announcing. Saturday they had golf all morning. And then CBS has the Masters on at 3:00. 6 minutes in, the fucking alarm goes off, and they're like, "Yep, fuck you, you're done for the day." Like they could have started broadcasting at 8 that morning, and the Masters like, "Nope, eat shit," and they just eat shit because they have to, I guess.
They have to. The 1-year contract for what, 60 years straight or whatever it is.
Yeah. Did Barstool ever get that contract or no? Does that seem like an event?
People ask us all the time, "What's next for foreplay?" So. I don't want to give away any secrets, but
I could see that. I could see Jake Marsh and you maybe on the 18th. That could work.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, up in that tower. Right. That looks. By the way, on those hot days, that tower up there's got to be miserable.
I was friggin'. I don't want to give my own personal hell, but I was really, really dehydrated late there. Emotional. I cried when Freddie birdied 17. I was going through a lot, so I was dehydrated, and I had a little bit of that. I didn't put any Vaseline in my bum. Mm-hmm. So I was really chafing walking up that 18th.
Did you sit at all, or you just walked?
I sat at 16 after, like I said, after Fred. We watched the guys. You can watch guys putt on 15. Then 16 view is awesome. I highly recommend it.
Did your only brother have a good time?
My only brother had a good time as usual. Absolute freeloading deadbeat.
Yeah.
Offered to pay for lunch. That was his entire contribution. At the Masters, $11 for 2 fucking sandwiches and 2 Cokes. What a champion.
Generous. That's very generous. What'd you go with? What'd you get?
I got the classic chicken sandwich, which is
a good one.
Yeah, they don't have a grilled chicken sandwich, which I find upsetting, but I'm not going to complain. Yeah, they don't grill anything there, so that's okay. I don't know. It's the South.
You put that in the suggestion box. I imagine they'll figure it out next year.
Go ahead.
I went with the club. I'm a club. I like the club.
Oh, how was it? Good.
Yeah, Masters Club. Delicious.
How many beers did you have? Like 8 or something?
I got the pimento cheese, and it was. I recalled it being better than it was.
That's not my scene. That's not mine.
It was gross.
Go ahead.
My last pick is an emotional pick, so I'm not saying people. I just really like this guy. I was scrolling deep into the odds on the top 40, trying to find somebody, and I did. I'm going to go Callum Tarrant, English chap. Top 40, he's plus 400 to finish top 40.
Okay.
Again, that's emotional. I like the guy after he missed the cut at the Phoenix Open, which is not going to help our case at all. He jumped up into the area on 16 and was drinking with the foreplay crew while play was going on Saturday because they didn't finish till Saturday morning. So, again, I don't think that necessarily lends itself to a guy that's going to play fantastic. But I saw him. He can really turn it on. He can make a ton of birdies in a row. He had a good finish to last season, and he's had some great starts thus far this year. He's a little bit inconsistent. I saw him at 4-1, so I'm going Callum Tarrant, top 40.
I'll give you two more real quick. I'm going to ride this Lowry thing. Again, this is just a sort of, if I think he's going to play this well this week, why not? I'm getting plus 130. Head-to-head round one against Xander. He's plus 130. I'm taking him there. And then my final pick, I've taken this guy before the show began, actually, and since. And he's done well for me. He's playing really well right now. Justin Rose, plus 210 for a top 20 finish this week. I think he's going to have a really good week. So
I like that a lot.
Rose been good. Let me down a little bit on low. Like I said, it was an anti-Rory pick more than anything else. But Fitzpatrick came through. Congratulations, the guy we buried. Had a good Masters and played great in bad conditions.
He buried himself. We
were killing him.
He was 9 over through like fucking.
I know, but we were killing him
at the Valspar. He deserved it. We're gonna give people what they deserve.
He got the shit end of the draw too and played well. Like I was stunned. I thought Fitzpatrick would have a terrible week, but Lowry over Xander round one. Plus 130, and then Rose plus 210 for a top 20. You are off for some big. And then, so next week you're in New Orleans?
Next week, whole crew will be in New Orleans. We're going to be there for most of the whole week. The Barstool Sportsbook for the second year in a row is the official sportsbook partner of the Zurich Classic. So we'll be down there. We got
odd that not having this podcast down there. Like, why am I not being flown down to New Orleans to do a live production of this at the sportsbook?
Well, I think the answer is because there's no chance anybody would ever get you to New Orleans. There's no, you
I've
can't.
Never been. I've been to Magnolia, Mississippi, which is close.
Kirk Minihane and New Orleans. This is Matt Bourbon Street. Yeah, I mean, come on. You're not going down to there. It's gross. You think you were sweating at the Masters tournament? Imagine in fucking,
yeah, it seems like I'm not feeling. So who's going to be there? What do you got?
We got myself, Frankie, Trent. We got a couple of our producers, and then we're going to be Tuesday. I believe those guys are playing in a celebrity shootout. I think I'm going to caddy for one of them. This is where Frankie had a little a nice camaraderie, nice run with Chris Berman last year.
Is that where that was? I remember that.
Yep, people recall those clips. And then Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to be out there. We have merchandise in the tent as well. This will be our third event with PGA Tour co-branded merchandise. We sold out Phoenix Open, sold out Players Championship, great stuff. So we're doing it again at the Zurich. And we'll be hyping up the sports book. So next week will be a big week for us. And again, you weren't invited because there's no way you could go to New Orleans. You're just not made for that. It seems tough.
Place. That does seem unrealistic. Well, okay, we'll figure out a time to tape it next week at some point. Then you'll be
figure it out.
It seems like it's gonna be difficult.
All right.
But yeah.
I hope you guys have a great week.
You as well. Have a good flight. Goodbye.